overriding the Trump administration's policy to have all products imported from Israel be labeled as Made in Israel. The Biden administration is planning to require products manufactured in the regions the administration deems as being occupied land in the West Bank to say they came from occupied land. This is a clear move to push the BDS movement, the Boycott, Divest, Sanction movement, which aims to greatly damage the Israeli economy. Biden is attempting to further brand Israel as an oppressive nation by using the tactics of those who chant, "From the river to the sea." A chant which means that Israel should be wiped out from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea, which encompasses the country's entire circumference of land. Israel has been a primary target of Biden and his left wing camp. The attention Israel is granted is not commensurate to their extent of misdeeds or other countries. Not all criticism of Israel is anti Semitic, but it is odd that Israel is the only Jewish country in the world, while always being the country that receives the most disproportionately negative attention. There are many other countries, much worse than Israel, but they are essentially fully ignored. Even the international community has a strong history of targeting Israel. More than half of the UN's resolutions are against Israel. Resolutions, often used to condemn inaction, are defined by the UN as formal expressions of the opinion or will of United Nations organs. For comparison, in 2022, Israel received the most resolutions, with 15 resolutions being approved against them. They were followed by Russia, who attacked Ukraine in early 2022, who had 6. All other countries with a resolution against them, including North Korea, only had 1. Hamas received 0. Since Biden wants to push Israel and publicly label their products as a way to cast a dark shadow over them, will he also do this for China or Africa? Biden seems completely fine pretending like their human rights violations do not exist. As he mandates, we transition to electric cars. We depend on China for sourcing the rare earth minerals to develop these cars, and China relies on slave and child labor from Africans to mine these materials. The same Democrats, backed by Biden, who are forcing a quick transition to EVs, in part because climate change is racist, are the same Democrats who fight for reparations and consistently criticize the U.S. for institutional racism and generational racial trauma. Rather than appealing to the middle, Biden is trying most to appease the far left wing of the Democrat Party. He believes that he cannot win a second term in the White House without the votes of this Hamas supporting faction of the party. A video went viral recently which puts what this group believes out front and center. As Trump champions the America First message, Biden is grasping for the votes of those who chant, "Death to America."
And this is why Imam Khomeini, who declared the International Day of Quds, this is why he would say to pour all of your chants and all of your shouts upon the head of America.
Democrats criticized Trump for campaigning for the racist vote, which isn't even true. Yet, when Biden actually seeks the pro-Hamas vote, Democrats just accept it, if not encourage it. Despite Hamas being a terrorist organization who has been vocal about how they want to eliminate the country of Israel and commit a genocide against the Jewish people. When you go to vote in this election, just remember that this is the crowd that Biden is trying to join hands with. Benny Gantz is second in line to the current ruling party's leader, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He is in his war cabinet and is essentially the liberal counterbalance. Gantz does not even see eye to eye with Biden. Gantz, like Netanyahu, wants for Hamas to be destroyed. Israel is united and knows what they want. As they push to abolish the roots of their problems, Biden is throwing obstacles in their way. Israel will need to stand strong and keep on Gaza, even once they take out Hamas. Even with the dissolution of Hamas's power over the area, Gaza will need to be rebuilt. A strong majority of Palestinians support Hamas, so it is likely that groups similar to Hamas will rise up and attempt to grow into their new ruling power. Israel must not be involved with too much intervention, but they must be somewhat involved for the sake of Israel's population's safety. The left says that Israel is positioning itself to take control over Palestine, but this is not true. They have on several occasions even given back land that they won during prior conflicts. This is not something that a country does if their goal is to dominate a particular region. In actuality, Israel wishes to live in peace with Muslims, but this is made difficult because Palestinians do not have the same intentions. This is made evident when you look at how Muslims have the same rights and freedoms as Jews and everybody else in Israel. The same cannot be said of Palestine, where Jews are not granted these things. In fact, Jews are very much persecuted in Palestine. For example, Palestinians praise the murder of Jews, and Hamas pays for these murders. Hamas does not believe in a two-state solution like Biden advocates for. Hamas seeks to not only eliminate the state of Israel, but push all Jews out of the area. Beyond Gaza, Israel will likely soon have to escalate a military conflict with Iran, who has a much more powerful military, more money, and a larger population than Palestine. Israel is fighting for the right to exist. They are not starting trivial fights for land grabs or the pursuit of extending Zionism, like many on the left would like you to think. Based on how the Biden administration has conducted themselves thus far, I have a very hard time believing that they will back Israel like they should. The Biden administration, like the Obama administration, seeks to appease Iran, who is more similar to Hamas than any freedom promoting democracy. In regard to Israel and the Jewish people, Iran has many of the same goals as Hamas. If you compare the history of warfare, Israel has done a good job of limiting civilian casualties. This is despite Hamas purposely putting their Palestinian people in harm's way in order to rack up civilian casualties as a means to make Israel look bad. But since Israel's military actions push the buttons of those the Biden administration is trying to appease, the administration condemns Israel as the aggressor. As always, thank you for watching. This is the Agency of Influence. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on this video.